Conference on Air Quality Management. So we have great pleasure in welcoming Dr. S.D. Attri, a full-time member. Where is that? So as a part of this conference, I welcome Dr. S.D. Attri, a full-time member, Technical Commission for Air Quality Management in National Capital Region and Adjoining areas. So we welcome you, sir. So as a part of this Indian International Conference on Air Quality Management, we also scheduled this Air Quality Management lecture series. This is the 63rd month lecture series. This is the first of its kind, not only in India and across the globe. So we started this about 5 years back. Every month we are inviting speakers across the globe to share their knowledge and experience in the area of air quality management. So we started this lecture series in October 2020. It's an important forum for young researchers and scientists, engineers, and educators and practitioners to share the latest advancement, theories, and applications in the area of air quality management. It also provides platform for collaborations with stakeholders and experts from various countries. So these are all our past speakers, and if you notice, we have academics and also from research and also from regulators. They are part of this monthly lecture series. So as you are noticing that this is the more than 5 years we are doing this, and every month. So even medical professionals also given talk in this forum. So in addition, we also, as we are collectively working in this area, we also started this Air Quality Management Association in July 2022. The idea of this association is to understand the science and engineering required for air pollution control and also promote knowledge in the community about the clean air and understanding the best working practices. So AQML is basically framed to address the ambient air quality, indoor air quality, health risk, and technological interventions and policy formulations. So it provides a common platform to interact with one and everyone for mutual benefits. So right now we have about 14% annual membership, 2% corporate membership, and 16% executive membership, and 12% life membership. Of course, we have a very limited right now about 60 members representing across scientific community, schools and colleges, medical professionals, educational research institutes, NGOs, and also regulatory agencies. So you also know that this is our 10th conference. A decade back, we started this Indian International Conference on Air Quality Management, focusing on measurements, modeling, health risk, and public policy. So the next year conference will going to happen in IIT Madras. So every year we were planning to do this conference in different IITs. So now it is time to introduce Dr. S.D. Attri, full-time member, Technical Commission for Air Quality Management, National Capital Region and Adjoining areas. I think he is the best person to talk about what should we do for air quality management in Delhi. So now I'll request Amit to introduce Dr. S.D. Attri.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So I welcome Dr. S.D. Attri. Dr. S.D. Attri is presently full-time member for Commission of Air Quality Management in the NCR and adjoining areas. He previously served as a Director General of Meteorology at Indian Meteorological Department, Ministry of Earth Sciences. He has represented India as a member of the Commission of Atmospheric Sciences Management Group of the World Meteorological Organization and as expert member of WMO UN Task Force under the Global Framework of Climate Services. He was awarded a commendation certificate by the Honorable Prime Minister of India in 2007 for contributions to IPCC and a joint winner of the Nobel Peace Prize 2007. His accolades include Best IMD Officer, Pride of University 2018, Certificate of Appreciation from WMO. Dr. Attri has served on Environmental Appraisal Committee of MUFCC, chaired and contributed to several national and international scientific forums, and has published over 130 research papers, monographs, and reports. So today's talk of Dr. Attri is titled on Integrated Air Quality Management in Delhi NCR. His lecture will discuss the sector-specific situatory guidelines, advisories, and comprehensive policy framework issued by the Commission of Air Quality Management. I welcome Dr. Attri. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon to all of you present in the hall as well as many people who have joined online. I'm thankful to Professor Nagendra and for inviting me to this important talk, and particularly one thing which caught my eye, this IICAQM. So CAQM is part of the IICAQM. So it is more close to my heart. Thank you. So you are all aware that nowadays you are all aware that air quality is day and night topic of the talk today. Every day you will find that couple of full pages they are filled with the air quality issues, air quality news in newspapers, breaking news in the TVs and radio, as well as even Google Drives, Google's notes and news. Why this is so important? Because it affects all of us. And I don't think anybody in this hall or who are listening can stay alive more than 5 minutes without air. So it is continuous thing. So we need clean air continuously to keep us health. And once we need it all the times, it must be clean. It should be healthy, because healthy air can keep us healthy. coming decade. Okay. So you are all aware that air pollution, particularly during in the Indo-Gangetic plains, this is very hot spot region. We find many times that air quality is bad in all of the regions. Regions are very peculiar. Most of you are must be aware that geographical and topographical regions are there. Seasonality and climate or wind conditions, they are there. Many metropolitan cities and dense urban agglomerations, they are residing in this Indo-Gangetic plains and high level of anthropogenic activities, they are there. And within this Indo-Gangetic plains, this Delhi NCR lies, because this has similar characteristics of the full Indo-Gangetic plains. They are aware that these parts of the four states, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, and Rajasthan, they form the part of the NCR regions. We need that if we want to control air quality of Delhi, we need to have an airside approach, which is based on the multi-sector, cross-disciplinary and year-round approach for air quality management in Delhi NCR. Not 3-4 months, we have to do work for whole the years. And identification of the key polluting sectors and the relative contribution, those are required. If we want to manage air quality, we have to have knowledge starting from the observation to the modeling. It starts with the emissions, because there are different sources, whether it is vehicles, it is the dust, stubbles, or industries, so and so and forth. Once how much emissions are there, we need to do its modeling. When we do modeling, we need accurate monitoring also. Then once we know the concentration, we need to evaluate, particularly in terms of the impacts, health impacts. And then based on the health impacts, we need to take decisions. Should be cost effective, should be the benefits. Economic, technical, policy decisions, they are to be taken, how to control the air pollutions. And I mentioned that we need a coordinated multidisciplinary evidence-based efforts, because single efforts or single initiative will not serve the purpose. For this, we need to reduce emissions, improve air quality, reduce exposure, and improve health. And I mentioned that observations and modeling are essential part, which I just mentioned, whether it is need for compliance monitoring, source apportionment, identification, contribution allocations, even air quality early warning, forecast and systems, impact assessment, scenario analysis, cost effective I mentioned, and understanding climate air quality feedback linkages. Then emissions, concentration, exposure, health impact pathway. This because each is related to another. The prime factors that affect human health, many of maybe you are aware that heredity and body exposure, because exposure and particularly impacts will be different in different peoples. Age of the receptor, state of the health of the receptor, nature of pollutants, concentration of pollutants, and even duration of the exposures. So we need full ambient epidemiology starting from the source, concentration, export dosage, and how much impact will be on the health. To cater better air quality to all these sectors and to all their socio-economic impacts and classes, this Government of India established a body called Commission for Air Quality Management in NCR and adjoining areas by an act of parliament in April 2021. Before that, a body called IPCA that was there, but that body was mainly recommending in nature and was not having powers like CAQM is being given. This consists of chairperson, member, secretary, full-time technical members, members from state governments, central governments, NGOs, and even expert member from different states. And Dr. Gupta has been member for 3 years with us. He was industrial member with us. So commissions has members from different sphere of activities. This is the mandate. And the jurisdiction I mentioned, 14 districts of Haryana. Map is also given. 8 districts of Uttar Pradesh, 5 districts of Rajasthan. Earlier those were 2. Now they are divided into 5. And then for whole of the Delhi. But when it was established, we were given mandate that take any actions. Have not been specified what to take, but take any actions and improve the air quality of Delhi NCR on permanent basis. Not one day it is better, another day it is not. Take actions. So key functions like of the commissions are like coordination action by different with the different governments, concerned governments of these all the 4-5 states. Planning and execution of the programs, laying down parameters, what should governments do. Restriction in operations and processes related to industries, C&D having bearing on air quality, investigation, evidence building, R&D and knowledge. We also issued statutory directions, and also with the participation of the many experts in the committee, we came out with a policy to curb air pollution in NCR region in 2022. So CAQM is like a scientific evidence body having participatory, collaborative in nature, not like we put any direction, any order. We talk to the people, to the society in detail, and then come out with the directions. Like the coordination mechanism, which I just mentioned, we have more than 150, 200 organization agencies from the central government, state governments, the pollution control boards, even knowledge institutions. They are government like ISRO, IRI, IMD, ITM, IITs, research institution, academic institution. They are part of the CAQM different committees. Even social societies, RWAs, think tanks, NGOs, industry, builders, commerce associations. I mentioned that this is more, or we work more in collaborative way. In addition to commission, which I mentioned that this has a specific composition, we have specific committees also. They are empowered committees for monitoring and identification, safeguard and enforcement of the directions, R&D. We also give projects to different universities and different researchers. Then graded response action plan, GRAP, I think everybody is aware. Enforcement task force. We also check, we have 40 flying squads of the CAQM. So they check industries, power plants, C&D activities, roads construction. They take inspection, conduct incognito inspections, and other specific committees also. We have issued so far since April 2021 17 advisory. They are advisory in nature. Government should do, can take decision, but directives or directions, they are mandatory. They have to be followed. Then periodic review meetings, we review the actions and graded response action plan. I will do more in details. Priority areas I mentioned that we have can take action on any areas, be it industrial pollution, DG said thermal power plants, vehicles or public transportation, roads, municipal solid waste, crop residue burning, firecracker, brick kilns, dispersed sources, even strengthening air quality monitoring systems, emission inventory and source apportionment studies. Here I just want to share with you that I have one slide. I will talk there. So air quality monitoring at present, we have 84 continuous ambient air quality monitoring stations in Delhi NCR. Delhi, we have 40 stations. They are all automatic. Every hour data is being given, analyzed, and this every hour this AQI is available on Samir and other app for all of you. Then 22 stations are in Haryana, 18 in Uttar Pradesh and 4 in Rajasthan, totaling to 84. And we have proposed that these states now install in coming 1 or 2 months. Already process is going on, installation is going on. 6 more stations in Delhi, 10 in Haryana, 10 in Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan 1. So total will be 111 from 84. So air quality monitoring has increased, and I mentioned 27. If we know what are the sources of the contribution, this is one study from Attri 2018. So according to this, like vehicles contribute like 23% of PM 2.5 in winter and 18% in summer. Then biomass burning or municipal solid waste burning 22 and 15%. Even construction and dust 15% in winter and 34% in summer, and secondary particles they also contribute. Broadly, if we can divide Delhi into 3 regions, these studies generally show that 33%, one third of the pollution is contributed by Delhi, one third by other districts of the NCR, and one third other regions of the NCR, including transboundary, even from Pakistan. So we need to take actions over the whole airside regions, and all these studies, like starting with the 2010, then 2015 study, 2018 studies came, RI Pune, IITM Pune, IIT Kanpur. There are many studies. But what happened that one study took 6 sectors, 10 sectors, 15 sectors. Sectors were different and total pollutants were different. So there was difficult to compare which study to take policies on a particular outcomes of that studies. And another thing is this data, like 2018 was the data, even data from 2016 to 2018. So old data was there. Commission was established in 2021. We have taken many decisions. I mentioned coal has been banned in whole of the NCR except power plants. Even industrial areas, there are 240 industrial areas, out of which 231 now have PNG infrastructure. So gas is the thing. So lots of changes have taken place. So keeping that in mind, CAQM took initiative, and with the expertise from all over the country, because steering committee was constituted and they came out with a framework. Based on the framework, we have tasked CBCB to conduct new emission inventory and source apportionment study, starting with the 1st January to 31st December 2026. Base year will be 26. Based on the framework. So that will be, once that is out, that will be the basis of taking decision and will be available for all of you and all of us also. Now, I mentioned there are different sectors which are contributing to air pollution. So I will be concentrating now more on the sectors. And agriculture stubble burning, I think everybody is aware. Stubbles का नाम ही चलता रहता है. And one thing, just many times we say, if we want to understand air quality of Delhi and want to take many actions, 2 words याद रख लीजिए, धूल and धुआं. धुआं, smoke mean PM 2.5, धूल mean PM 10. So these coming from the vehicles and this construction activities and road dust. If we can control dust as well as vehicles emissions, we can control more than 60% emissions and pollution. So please remember 2 words, dhul and dhua. They will solve the problem of Delhi. So coming to the stubble burning. So because this is the episodic in nature, we have protocol from 15th September to 30th November. When air quality on a particular day impact, total, if we say annual basis contribution is not much more, but it ranges say 10% to even 35% during the peak season. So when air quality goes above 400, severe or severe plus, major impact comes from stubble burning. Otherwise, air quality doesn't go to that levels. And primarily non-basmati paddy straw is burnt because that has silica and unfit for the cattle fodder. And paddy straw estimated to be generated in 2025. This is figure from the government of Haryana and Punjab. Like this total straw generation was 19.31 million tons from the Punjab and 8.55 tons from the Haryana. So basmati rice is very less, and most of that is being used for the cattle fodder. If we take challenges, Small window between paddy harvesting and wheat, so around 20 to 25 days are only there. So farmers burn so that they can clear the fields and can sow the next crop. Capital intensive in situ management methods, machinery, labor, and money is required for all these operations. Small and marginal farmers find it difficult to afford rental and operational costs. And limited and capital intensive ex situ applications, gaps in supply chain management, those are there. So these are very big challenge. We need to overcome these challenges. If we go with the hotspot districts for paddy stubble burning, like in Ludhiana, these are the 10 districts which were the hotspots in 24-25. Like in 2024, in these districts, there were 10909 active fire incidents, which have come down to 5,000 in 2025, with Haryana also more than half. So 85 contribution in the fire counts in 2025 came from 11 districts, 11 of the 23 districts in Punjab, and 27% from these 6 districts in Haryana. So these are the hot spots. We need to put more emphasis there. Once we go to the mitigation strategies, definitely framework developed and issued by Commission in 2021. We have put lots of emphasis on this. Plans and scheme to reduce generation of the pedestra. State governments prepare plan on district-wise basis, submit to the Commission. We evaluate that and then find these are being finalized and implemented. Crop diversification, government is putting lots of emphasis like pulses and others, even cotton, if they can do, even Haryana's plan I will show. In situ crop management, so mainly management of strides either in situ or the ex situ management. For this, many IEC activity by the governments of various states as well as CAQM we are doing. Effective monitoring and enforcement. With all other things, definitely, unless we have effective monitoring and enforcement, it is difficult to get the results. Like plans, there are different plans of the central and state government. I just want to share with you that Department of Agriculture, promotion of the agriculture mechanization for crop residue machines. CRM, popular name is the financial assistance up to 50% of the cost of the machinery that is borne by Department of Agriculture. Even 80% of the project cost up to 30 lakhs is provided to rural entrepreneurs who are cooperative society registered farmers societies and farmers producer organizations. Even there is help in establishment of the custom hiring centers from Ministry of Agriculture. As far as MNR is concerned, National Bioenergy Program is there, bioenergy pellets manufacturing support is given by both CPCB as well as Renewable Energy Ministry. Ministry of Power also, they have Samrat program. They also, even biomass co-firing policies there from them. They also support different programs. Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, ethanol blending program, they are supporting that. And then sustainable alternative towards affordable transportation for setting up CBG plant. It is under Ministry of Petroleum. Even state government, both the states provide lots of incentive, like incentive of 1,200 per acre for management of crop residue by making bills, adoption of top of the 500 rupees 500 per million tons for clusters. Common determined rate, now rates are there. Transportation charges at the rate of 5 rupees 500 per acre limited to 1,500. One-time grant of 8,000 per acre under Mera Pani Mera Virasat initiative for diversification. If you will sow crop other than paddy, you will get 8,000 for that purpose. Incentive 4,500 per acre for direct seedling the plants because there will be no burning. So many schemes are there. Punjab also has 2 schemes of 1,500 per acre for direct seeded rice and some reimbursement of cost of the boiler up to 25 TPJ. I mentioned that ex situ management is becoming very popular. They are like people are using as a fuel in furnaces, boilers, waste to energy plants, brick kilns. We have come out with the directions also now. First year 20%, then 35% in by 2028. Minimum of 50% fuel in brick kiln has to be the stubbles. Then thermal power plants, they have been given mandate that 5 to 10% of the fuel has to be stubbles. Then biomass power generations, compressed biogas, production of bioethanol, cattle fodder, and even miscellaneous applications. These are the action points what are to be taken on the say field level. So mapping of each farm in all villages for identify means of management. So mapping is there for all the villages. Taking of specific nodal officer to grow 50 farmers now, more than 10,000 now. These specific nodal officers are there in Haryana and Punjab. So every 50 farmers they have one nodal officers. Constitution of the dedicated priority protection force. Mandate rent-free availability of CRM for small and marginal farmers. Fixing common determined rate for paddy straw in Punjab also and UP on the lines of Haryana. Then mandating use of paddy straw pellets. I already mentioned that co-firing for thermal power plants as well as brick kiln. Then intensify or promotion of use of paddy-based biomass in industrial boilers. So many industries now in Punjab and Haryana are using these stubbles. If you see the reduction in the fire counts, starting with the Punjab, those were 71,000 in 2021. They have come down to 5,000. Same with the Haryana, around 7,000 to 6,622. With the lots of persuasion of government, other societies. So these numbers have come down. They are based on the protocol developed by CAQM with the ISRO and IRI New Delhi. So there are certain questions that this number is real, has come down, or farmers have changed their strategies. Lots of debates are there, but with the protocol, these are the numbers. But those issues, they are need to be looked into also. If we go to the vehicles and transport, I mentioned that vehicle is the biggest source of pollution in Delhi and NCR. Unless we touch the vehicles, we cannot control air pollution in Delhi NCR. See, if we take area of NCT Delhi is around 1500 square kilometer, and see population 1.67 crore. See vehicles in 2011 and now see the vehicles in Delhi itself. And if we go to the total, starting with the number of vehicles were 136 lakhs in 2011. Now they have gone to 296. Area is not increasing. Population is increasing, let's say, from this 15 this million was there, but number of vehicles, see. Now, number of vehicles I mentioned around 3 crore vehicles. So their growth is 7% per annum. From 1981 to 21, vehicles have increased 21 times, 21 folds. Delhi has only 2.7% of the NCR geographical areas, but vehicles are 57%. 2.5%, 3% में 57% NCR की vehicles. And even EV penetration, go with the this China, UK, America. This penetration of the EV vehicles is more than 50% in most of the cities. So in future, we have to go to ZEV, zero emission vehicles, means EV vehicles. Unless we go to EV vehicles, IC vehicle, we have to leave them. Our affinity to those vehicles have to come down. Many actions are there. I will just show that. So abatement of the vehicle pollution, that initially NGT and Honorable Supreme Court issue order that vehicles of more than 10 years of the diesel and 15 years of the petrol, they will not apply. But when we issue direction that those will not be given fuel, there were appreciable actions. Then on 28th August, Honorable Supreme Court directed that no coercive actions should be taken. And day before yesterday, court modified its order that CAQM and governments can take any actions up to 1 to 3 BS standards of the vehicles, because emissions potential of BS 1, 2, 3 or 4 is much more than BS 6 vehicles. Then restriction on auto rickshaws. No diesel auto rickshaws since January 23, and on 31st December 2026, there will be no diesel auto in any region of the NCR. Even the restriction of the commercial vehicles like heavy goods vehicle, medium goods vehicle, or light goods vehicle other than BS6, CNG or EV except Delhi registered. That was the direction, will not be permitted from 1st November 2025. Now BS4 has been allowed up to October 2026. Restriction on buses. Any buses coming from the any district or any NCR districts to Delhi will be only EV, CNG or BS6 vehicles. Then even motor vehicles aggregator, delivery service providers and e-commerce, because many are having very old vehicles. So no IC vehicles running purely on diesel and petrol to be inducted in the existing fleet with effect from 1st January 2026. So all new vehicles have to be EV vehicles. Then key actions point. Many of you are aware that many times I have heard from the many people that ultimate solutions we need to go to augment public transport systems. We have to leave our affinity, our love to personal cars. एक गाड़ी में एक ही आदमी बैठता, we have to leave that. Then focus on e-buses, metro and better last mile connectivity, EV policy I mentioned. Then PM e-drive to support NCR states for transition to buses and medium passenger vehicles, aggregator policies, and then we have to use technology because scientists are there, engineers are there, experts are there, where your role is very critical. So we need to have use of the technology, ANPR, RFID, remote sensing, integrated traffic management system for monitoring and surveillance. Then effective traffic management and parking area management, that's also required unless people keep vehicles haphazardly on the roads and like that. All the time traffic congestion is there. That is the ultimate, another source of the pollution. Then from yesterday, you are listening and watching this action against PUCC. Very few vehicles were there which had valid PUC. Now strong enforcement drive, and yesterday I think more than 61,000 people they got PUCC certificate. I mentioned the vehicle is the major source, and second source comes dust from roads and construction activities. For controlling this, we established 68 dust control and monitoring centers, 12 in Delhi, 18 in Uttar Pradesh, 16 in Rajasthan and NCR region of this I'm talking, and 22 in Haryana. Identification of the hotspots, conversion of the non-paved roads as to paved, greening of the central verges, optimum utilization of road sweeping machine, scientific disposal of dust, sprinkling of water, use of anti-smoke guns, port-free home. has been carried out and revolutionized advanced technological interventions. We have also established a steering committee for techno-managerial solutions. This is underway. What type of the construction should be there, whether it is uh, like batching plants, hot mix, cold mix. Can we give guidelines that only for these type of construction, these type of the roads, this technology can be used? What are the best practices in all over the world? That work is under process. And if we take length of the roads, like in Delhi, out of 9,000 kilometer of roads, 7,000 is in good condition and around 1,900 is in bad conditions. So they have been asked that at least 20% they will do redevelopment of the roads. Then 699 kilometers in Haryana, 873 kilometers Uttar Pradesh, and 60 kilometers in Rajasthan. Now, as per framework, they have to redevelop the roads. Even dust from construction activities and demolition activity, we don't follow the protocols, don't follow the procedures. Just demolition work is going on. There are no screens, no water sprinkling. We don't bother. Dust is going here and there. It is affecting us or not. I don't bother. People think more about the money. But we have to have this clean way of C&D activities. We want development. Without development, nothing will move forward. But development with clean construction, that is our motto. So they have to take different measures. Even we told that agencies like ULBs and other not to issue completion or occupation certificate, even closure directions there. There should be column, there should be one item in their all contract agreements that they will follow this C&D activities in a clean way. All project more than 500 square kilometer, they have to be registered on the Pollution Control Board websites. And even for knowing the trends of the dust, particularly PM 2.5 and 10, they have to have low-cost sensors and video fencing so that remotely it can be monitored. So this is the details of the inspection of different sites in Delhi, Haryana, UP, and Rajasthan, because these are being done on the continuous basis. Another thing, dust from the construction and demolition activities, like in case of parali. Parali should not be treated waste, it should be treated punji. It should be treated wealth. Similarly, dust from C&D activities, we should find ways to use it. So there are different ways, like at present, C&D waste generation in Delhi is 6150. They have facility to handle it up to 5,000. So 1,000, this gap is there. Now already actions are there to bridge this gap. Haryana, Rajasthan, UP, there is no gap. So waste processing capacity has to be augmented. Even CPWD has come out with rates of the different products. And will be in future mandating different agencies to use at least 10 to 20% of these C&D products in different construction activities. So this is based on the 2016 and this 2016 waste management rules and new rules. They will be effective from 1st April 2026. This everybody knows, municipal solid waste and biomass waste burning. Burning is a big problem because people burn plastics, lots of toxic gases comes, lots of pollutant gases coming from the burning of this solid waste, municipal solid waste. At present, like Okhla, Bilaswa, Gajipur, Kude ke pahad, this is the common word we find in newspapers. So this is like legacy waste. If we go with the 172.83 in these three big dump sites, and legacy waste as on at both the figures as on 1st January 2024 and 15 October. This is now has come down from 170 to 149. And total target for total elimination, like July 26, December 26, by December 27, we will not find this heaps of municipal solid waste. Even new solid waste on daily basis is being generated. Now, current facility is 8410 tons per day, and total generation is more than 11,000 TPD. So in the right column, many new processing facilities are coming, and by December 2028, legacy waste as well as fresh waste all will be handled on the daily basis. New facilities, they are being constructed, whether it is waste to energy plant or in 4 I have just mentioned, and even major expansion capacity of the existing plant is there. Even if we go in the NCR region, Delhi is surrounded by different regions like Delhi, Gurgaon, Faridabad, or Noida, Ghaziabad. You can say these are the extensions of the Delhi. Vehicles, municipal solid waste, population, everything same, and same time of the pollution load is there in these cities also. So we have to take care of all NCR regions and more hotspot regions, Delhi and all these areas. So these are different uh, plans like February 2028, Gurgaon and Faridabad, legacy waste will be no more, and even fresh uh, waste, they are different. Somewhere timelines like March 2020, Noida and Ghaziabad, there is no legacy waste. All these mountains of the solid waste, they are no more. But Greater Noida, they are there, but by end of this month, this will also be managed. Now, industries. Many people are from the pollution control boards and they understand, because few years back, industries were used to major polluter. So there are around 50,000 industries in Delhi NCR regions, out of which 11,000 are air polluting. About 2,300 industries, they are in food processing, textiles and metal sectors. Our PM emissions, they are 80, but many people talk that they should be 50. This CPCB entrusted a study to IIT Kanpur that for proposing stringent PM emission norms that will be coming out. Then air pollution control device retrofit or upgradation, those to be done by April 2026. Enforcement of the revised standards, they are underway. That has to be completed by May 2026. Transition to cleaner fuels, I mentioned that we have banned coal in whole of the NCR except power plant and cupola furnaces, which are standalone. So approved fuel list already issued by the CAQM. Biomass pellets and briquettes, they are permitted in NCR but not in Delhi, because we have to manage paddy stubbles also. And I mentioned that there are 240 industrial areas in Delhi NCR, out of which now 231 they are having this PNG infrastructure. Others area by February 2026, all areas will have these infrastructure for PNG, so that this coal should not be will not be used even in other industries where it was being used. Certification of OEMs like Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change, designated NPL India and National Verification Agency for certifying OEMs. Like they launched certification programs. Then 58 models they received, application were received. Then now provisional certificates, now 11, more than 11 these manufacturers are there. Even with the APCD, now industry has to now install both the system OSEMs as well as air pollution control devices. If we go with the industries, now inspection is very important. I mentioned that the enforcement is the key to all actions as far as air pollution management is concerned. So this is the from 1st 10/24 to 13/9/25 number of the industries in different states inspected which found non-compliance and where those were issued closure directions. Even 76 direction mainly was for DG sets. Either they will have to go with the RECT, retrofitment emission control device, or dual fuel kit, both using diesel as well as gas. 5, 3, 6, 7 DG sets were inspected, and out of which 2 to 96 they were fully compliant. Actions were initiated from 81, and sealing directions were issued to 2058. I mentioned thermal power plants. There are 11 thermal power plants within 300-kilometer radius of Delhi. They are also source of the pollution. Name of the power plant and where it is located. All details are there. So major purpose that we have mandated that during 24-25, target was 5% of the total fuel they have to use. And in 2026 now, it is targeted 7%. And now consumption was 12.98 million tons of the pedestre in these 11 thermal power plants, and in 20 up to September 8.59 is there. So this year that will be much more than last year. Many experts are there. I can see plants are our best friends because they control both ways, climate change also, as well as they have they cater beneficial impacts as far as air pollution is concerned. They also catch up dust also. So we need to put more and more trees. Like these are the targets and the achievements from 2021 to 22, 3, and in 2026. So many lakhs are 2.53 crores and now 4.37 crores plants. They have been planted by different agencies. These are state governments, these are universities, these are IITs, these are schools. So this is a list for different agencies in the NCR regions. Now, emphasis is creation of the environment for this urban forest, mainly use of the Miyawaki techniques where it is feasible. Shrubs, people should put more shrubs, particularly on the medians. If you go with the many developed countries, not like big tree, shrubs should be there, which will be both efficient water-wise as well as dust controlling things. Then use of the treated water from the STP, not clean drinking water should be there. And engaging institutes we are using, and many institutions are there, institutions and school involving student, faculty member, staff, residential welfare association in plantation drives. And many times I say, at least we all celebrate our birthdays, at least if we can plant one tree, 140 crore trees will be there. So we take conviction that we will at least plant one tree on our birthday. I think this word is very common to all of you, all of us. Graded response action plan. We started in 2018, then from 22 onwards, CAQM is implementing this. Earlier it was started by CPCB. So we revise it with the help of the experts. Many are in this hall also and at other places also, like stage 4 stages are there. Poor 201 to 300 AQI, stage 2 301 to 400, severe 401 to 50, and severe plus more than this. So we invoke this based on the forecast provided by IMD and IIT. We take different factors into accounts, whether what is the scenario of Delhi, what are the trends of AQI, what's the forecast, and when it should be invoked. So monitoring, dedicated monitoring is there. We have set up a control room also. All day and night this is being functioning. Data is collected for monitoring for 60 parameters from 8 major sector what action has been taken. Even green app is there, Green Delhi 311, smear app of CPCB is there, website is there. Every hour this is available for Delhi as well as individual stations for NCR. For daily bulletin we have fixed, it has been fixed by CPCB at 4 p.m. of that day is taken AQI of that day. Another couple of slides. This Sudh Vayu Sampark, SUVAS, is a network of the institution experts. I mentioned we have many experts from the ITs, universities, and other professors, students, engineers. They are part of the subcommittee of the CAQM. But still, many experts are left. So we established this Sudh Vayu Sampark network. Now more than 200 institutions and experts, they are part of this thing. This whole information is available on our website. Anybody can go. If he wants to become, he can fill this park and we can have his contributions. These experts, they have been divided into 6 knowledge forum on C&D, on stables, on industries and like that, so that wherever you have the expertise, you can contribute. And this is the month-wise AQI. You will see that this year, up to November, this year, PM 2.5, PM 10 AQI was the best. But meteorology is not supporting, because remember one thing, once we take air quality, it is function of 2 things, emissions and meteorology. Meteorology, we have no control. So we have to cut down emissions from different sources if we want to reduce air quality, we want to reduce pollution. Say this is the month wise, varies from say from July 94 to it goes to 307. So it is average monthly, but if you go to daily basis, say it varies from 50 to 500. So meteorology we can't control, but we can reduce these bars. That should be our target. And if we go to recent trends like AQI, first is this from this air quality average from 225 was the average in 2018. We have come down to 209 in 2024. Good to moderate days, they have increased from 159 to 209. And poor to severe, they have reduced from 206 to 157. So reduction in average air quality has been in these last 7 years has been 7%. Increase in number of good to moderate is 31%, and reduction is number of poor to severe days 24%. Like these are the trends. Like AQI 290 to 195, PM10 from 234 to 192, and PM 2.5 from 107 was in 28. It is now up to now it is 91. So thank you very much for patient hearing.
Yeah, thank you very much for sharing your vast experience in generic Delhi and addressing Delhi air pollution problem. And very much, I know there are many questions for you. Yes, the recording is open. The questions get some clarification from sir. Yes.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is PhD scholar. It's beautiful that a lot of initiatives are being taken, but I have a question. Has any study been made about what will be the latency of the effect when a measure intervention has been taken? Let us suppose an intervention starts in October. Has any air pollution study or CEQM has put mind into looking what will be the when would the effect be taken place? Or any latency studies are ever being done?
Okay, I think very important question. So we conducted one study from through IITM Pune, particularly impact of the grab. If grab stage is invoked and when it is followed earnestly, so like reduction in AQI was around 31 to 61 with the stage 3, and if even stage 4 was in invocation, and even up to 80 points, though that was the reduction in air quality index. So definitely with these actions, definitely these are the pointers, the values which I mentioned, that there is impact of grab, but I agree with you that there is need for such type of the quantification for different actions, whether it is CND, whether these are vehicles. These impacts of these directions or these initiatives needs to be quantified. I think we'll take care of these things. I think good suggestion. Yeah, Gupta sir.
I have a question. One is question to make. People are aware of the intentions of CAQM and then wanted to have the but their directions are not getting implemented in the field. I think CAQM has to be seriously think how to get those directions implemented. For example, I just give you two examples. You mentioned last night connectivity in the transport sector, of the transport. It will not become effective that last night connectivity is not building. So some target should be fixed by CAQM that by December 2026, all the last mile connectivity will be completed. Not phase wise, but I think a last date should be given. This has to be completed. Otherwise, this will never get implemented. Similarly, you said about transmission are very important. But we are only fixing that this will plant 2 crore feet, 4 crore feet. I think it should be mandate or they should be targeted by December 2026. All the area recognized road will be planted completely. So this kind of implementation has to be done. And I think there is a need to create a knowledge network which is just not option of experts to give guidance to urban local bodies, municipal corporation, local society, how to implement those. So they are lacking that. How to implement it.
Yeah, thank you for important suggestions because you had been part of the CAQM also. He was member for 3 years, industry member, and he used to give very significant suggestions like today. But I agree with you that these implementation of these directions, there must be timelines. We have started now taking actions through section 14, like in past Prali case, there were prosecutions more than 200 officials and even more than 200 people they were suspended also. So we have started invoking section 14 because that can be taken for action against anybody or any head of the institutions which carries a sentence of 5 years and fine of 1 crore. So now we will started using teeth what you have mentioned, and now we are coming with the review of different plans of different municipal corporations, different state governments, and putting more emphasis on the timeline which you are mentioning. That's a critical for any success. Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I asked all my questions, you did not even
Yes.
My one question is regarding planting trees. What is the 3 months, 6 months? Is there any monitoring in that?
Yes, actually there is now auditing of the number of plants, and if it is less than 80% survival, it is taken that it is unsuccessful. Why they have been why they have not survived. Target should be more than 90% always, but many times we have seen that it is 80% which have been reported. But I agree with you. Still, this figure looks a gray area. More strict monitoring is required because from this scheme, from that scheme, plants have been planted. But if you go to say in any areas or in the field like that, you don't find the plants.
So may I suggest that success rate will be measured in this time. After 1 year, 80%. After 2 years, maybe 50%.
I think that's important. Maybe in 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. Not like 3 months are there. Generally, people say have to generally look for 3 months and then they forget it. But it should be continuous basis, at least 3 years, unless they become unless sustained. I think not any periodicity, but unless sustained.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
would say that most of the times
say that what is being done, it's very heartening to see that so many things are being done and policies are being implemented. Obviously, Dr. Gupta mentioned about the enforcement, right? Which of course is key. Now, something just caught my attention. So you have mentioned using the biomass, the leftover biomass for break-ins. So that's like shifting the problem from one place to another. That is one thing. Just, I mean, I don't know if that's really a good solution. That's one. The second question I have for you is, you said that you have blind spots. Are they specifically for industry only or for other?
They are for all violations, be it CND, any construction, even road construction, industries, DG set. They can go to any sector where pollution is there. Even we posted 31 squad in one person in each district in Haryana and Punjab during stubble burning case. He was monitoring at the ground for 2 months, 1.5 months. He was posted in districts also. He was there itself. So not only industries, but particularly these three areas, CND, DG set, and industries. But for the last 10 days, we are putting more emphasis on inspection of the roads where road construction is there like that. Then visited 250 sites, 200 sites where violations were there, where closure was there, where fines were there. We will taking all those actions. But I think that's important. Yeah.
So you mentioned about important citizens, but especially after the post-harvest burning, which we can take into account after November. So there is still like a quality very most of the time. It has been attributed also to the very discrete waste burning, right? So is there a focus on that also?
Actually, what happens after this stubble burning, that is up to only November. But December also air quality is bad. So vehicles and particularly residential and this biomass burning, that is very rampant in Delhi NCR regions. So like burning in all colonies this year, we mandated all RWS that give heaters to the security guards so that they don't burn leaves during nights. And more action, particularly this Ujjwala scheme, and even villages you go, people are using these trees and even other biomass, cow dung, and therefore this burning and this eating purposes. Those needs to be curbed. That is another source, particularly during winter. Vehicles and biomass burning, they are two main sources.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Two questions I thought I'll just brought your attention to this very SCP. So all these monitoring stations nearby to control the dust, the sprinkles water, and it appears that monitoring station reflect that in reducing the pollution and then.
See, sometimes we are all educated people, we are all scientists. We put more emphasis on one incident. Say there are 40 stations in Delhi. Instance was on one station nearby. Definitely, that is the hot spot. And once you spray water, little reduction in air quality of that station will be there. But air quality is being monitored on every hour, every station, averaging for whole Delhi. So one station will not contribute too much. And stations which are established in Delhi, Dr. Beg is there, he is